Assalamualaikum and very good afternoon, class. How are you? I hope you're okay. And today we start our class again with chapter 11. Yeah? So I need to jump into uh, from chapter 9 to 11. Yeah. Last lecture we cover high level design, uh, where we cover on the package design. How we present our system or your system in high level manner, yeah? Where uh, you architecting the system through various type of architectural model, yeah. uh, One of the example architectural type or model that we often use is a framework, yeah? Framework, uh, layer, a tier, and also the pattern, yeah. So this is up to you to decide whether you want to choose framework or layer or tier. This is a decision from your team after you get the requirements and after you do the very critical analysis on the requirement. So you need to choose the architectural type or architectural style of your system. So after you define your uh, high level design, uh, you decide whether you want to use a framework or layer or tier concept. So what you need to do is after that you need to do a detailed design, yeah? So the detailed design is uh, where you describe your system implementation, your system requirement into the implementation. Implementation mean here is the how you realize it into a code or coding, yeah, uh, for a specific language that you use in your project. Okay. So in detail design, in our class, we look at the algorithm, and then what is the semantic program specification, how you write the detailed design, yeah. Uh, and then I will explain and show you the sample of the detailed design document, yeah? So when you involve in a project, software project, so this is a very challenging part for the system analyst or software engineer to prepare the program specification, yeah? To prepare the detailed design of the software. uh, in Sometimes they use English like instruction, sometimes the software engineer use a logic, semantic, to uh, visualize how the program is look like when it implement into the specific language, yeah? So in a proper word, we define that the detailed design is a software detail or design detail how the software requirement should be implemented, as well as giving the programmers a blueprint to follow, yeah. Once the software design document is approved by the appropriate parties. Okay, normally in the government sector, this task is done to prepare the program specification. uh, it's normally done by this system analyst, yeah? So a programmer normally they receive the instruction, the program specification, and they do the coding, yeah. They code, they test, they troubleshoot, and then after unit testing is complete, then they will return to the system analyst for integration, yeah. So in other words, the system requirement will be translated into logical instruction. So in other words, we do a programming. uh, but nowadays I think when you not follow the software engineering practice from the requirement, normally the student or the new programmer, they go direct to the programming. So this is not right actually. So when anything wrong to your application, especially when you go to the integration testing or user acceptance testing, uh, and then you not write the program specification properly, so it's very difficult to manage your system, yeah, your application, especially in during the testing. So this is not a good practice. If you start your programming directly from the requirement, so you don't have design, you don't have a program specification. So the system requirement will be translated into logical instruction that understandable by the programmers to write a specific computer program language. So let's say your project implement or use Java programming. So the detailed design, the program specification should be biased to the language they use. Yeah? If they use PHP, if your project is PHP, then the program spec should be biased to the PHP lah. So the instruction could be in the formal of English statement or semantic format called program specification. Okay, this is where when you follow the process that we done before. So after you discover the class, yeah, object class, then you discover the attribute, right? Then of course every class have an attribute and another one is what? Class. Still remember? So another part of the class is the behavior. Yeah, behavior translate to the method or operation. Okay, so uh, based on our approach, object-oriented programming, so you need to produce your class diagram, so like this. Okay, so this is an example of the detailed class diagram of your system. Yeah, so this is a detailed design. So before you start to write your detailed design, so you need to uh, depict your class diagram, overall class diagram. So let's say you got 4 members in your team, then you need to compile and reconcile all the class discovered during requirement analysis or during the object analysis. Okay, this is where you start your detailed design. Yeah, and then what you need to do is you need to describe every class. So this is class. So try count how many class we have. So a lot of class. So each of class you need to describe the the purpose of the class. Yeah, uh, and then you define their responsibility. You list all the attributes. If your attribute is too long, then you need to put, sometimes you refer here, you can refer to table structure, yeah, table 1 for example. Okay, so and then each class got a lot of method, yeah. uh, I don't think class doesn't have or never have a method or operations, yeah. So what you need to do in detailed design is you need to describe the properties of the method. Each of the method or operation you need to describe using this template. So where is the logic of the program? So it fall under algorithm, yeah. So this is where your logic of the program. So normally the programmer will look on this specification. So this we call it program specification. So every method we need to describe their responsibility, input, output parameters, yeah. And then this is IO table. So what are the table involved in the in this operation or method? Okay. Example, this method involve ADM lookup master table, okay, table 2, and then you can uh, describe here or tell to the programmer this table is a read and update, yeah. So that means this is become input and output also, yeah. So let's say this table 2 only read, so you just put I only input, etc. You can write your program specification, or you can write your or you can describe your method properties as detailed as you can. So more detail that uh, you prepare for your programmer, uh, the more detail of the specification is more uh, clear for the programmer to start and to code the program accordingly. Okay. Okay, this is a precondition. So before this operation is start to process the logic, what is the precondition? The form is loaded, and postcondition is a result. After they run this application, this logic, so this method will return the value, whether payroll, total payroll, or if you want to uh, with regard to this operation, they just select means when the condition is met, and then all the input will be returned to the calling method or calling class. So you can write, so this is a free um, format in writing the program specification, or program logic. So let's say you select, you call, let's say you involve in the user interface, on button view, on button add. So what the program need to do, or what the programmer need to code. Okay, and you go to another same template. So you go to another operation or method, and then describe them, yeah. So this is detailed design, yeah. So if we go back to this example, how you write the detailed design uh, for your application. So this is a example of SDD. Okay, so I think you understand what is the detailed design. I repeat, the detailed design is a software detail how the software requirement should be implemented, as well as giving the programmer a blueprint to follow. So what is the blueprint? So you need to this is an example of the blueprint, yeah. So you prepare the program specification for each of the class. So class is become your system program, yeah, system program. So this is a blueprint. This is a template and become a blueprint for uh, performing this class. Okay, so how you want to write your program specification or program your detailed design? So this is a example. So from the class diagram, uh, so you need to describe each of the class, and also the method inside the class. Okay, so what is the algorithm, class? So this is theory question. When you go for exam or quiz, uh, normally we just ask in multi-choice question. Yeah, what is it algorithm? Uh, is it algorithm? This statement of algorithm is correct or not? Okay. So definition of algorithm is a specification can be written in structured English, some form of pseudocode or some type of formal language. Uh, Algorithm is any instruction. Uh, you write uh, the instruction whether in English like or some of the system analysts they like to combine combine the flowchart and also uh, the description of the flowchart. So you can choose whatever way to translate the logic of the program. If you prepare or you provide the flowchart, I think it's more clearer. It's make clearer to the programmer, and they understand the process of the system. And from the understanding of the clear understanding of the requirement, so it will it will make a programmer more easier to code the program, yeah, and avoid from the error or mistake. Okay, pseudocode. Uh, this is just a name of the algorithm. Yes, one of the algorithm. Pseudocode normally they use the specific language, bias to the language used by the project team. If they use if the project team use Java, then the pseudocode normally use some of the Java language. Yeah. Okay. So this is an example element that uh, consists in the algorithm. Yeah. So you can use while statement, case statement, for statement, if statement, action statement, command statement in your algorithm. Okay, best practice in writing program specification is I don't think that we have a standard how to write the program specification. Uh, but the most important thing is that you you document the program specification, not used by verbal. Yeah. So because verbal is very difficult to to do a traceability. So sometimes today we say A, tomorrow we say B or C or D, and this will waste the time of the programmer and also the development time where the programmer got stuck in the programming task. Yeah. So if they got stuck in the programming task and forced by the time consuming, so sometimes programmer just do the simple unit testing and compile it and give for integration testing. So this is a problem. It will happen where the program got a lot of bugs and error. Yeah? Then this will drag the testing schedule. Okay, class. I think this is that's all for uh, detailed design. So I will show you the SDD. Okay, last week I teach you about the high level design, yeah, high level design, how you want to create a package, and how you want to group a class into a certain package, yeah. So this is an example of system design, yeah. You need to update your documents like this. Yeah, you got introduction and the system design, high level design, system overview. So let's say you develop the CIS information system. So provide the high level contact of your system. Yeah? So high level contact the normally you show the interaction between actor to the system who use the system. So in the context of CRS, clerk, doctor, pharmacist, maintainer, and financial controller use this system. Okay, and then under system architecture, uh, you need to show the static coordination of your system. Let's say this is a CRS, and this is a package that I told you last lecture. So you need to create or you need to group uh, certain module or certain class into certain package. Okay, let's say all uh, use case or all module that involve in the code maintenance, so you package it under code maintenance package. Yeah, and all the function that involve in the registration, so we package under register master package, doctor package, dispensary package. Okay, register visit, user maintenance package, and etc. And then after that, what you need to do, you need to describe each of the package. Okay, after you describe your package, then you need to show the dynamic organization. So this is optional. So if you want to show the dynamic organization of your application, so you need to show the sequence diagram, yeah, sequence diagram of each of the package. So I skip this one, so you don't need to uh, prepare the dynamic organization. Just focus on just straight to the package integration. During the interface or package integration, so you need to show the relationship between package, yeah, between package that you created. Okay, and then so this is a package list of the package. Memory and processing time allocations not applicable. So each of the package, so you need to uh, list down all the class involved in the package. Okay, and this is the interface, for the security. So you need to show that uh, what package uh, or other package that use this security package. Okay, so in the case of security, I think all module will interface or will require this security package to authenticate the user. Okay, this is another example. Register master. Okay, you see only two package outside package use the register master package. And what are the output from the, let's say this is a register master package. So external package use this package, and the register master package use the security package and code maintenance. So we need to show the input and output not input and output, we need to show the who use the register package and what are the package that used by the register master. Okay, we go straight to the detailed design. uh, what is the component or section that you need to prepare in the detailed design? Firstly, you need to show your final class diagram, class diagram, and then you need to describe each of the class and describe also the method inside the class, inside each of the class. Okay, so let's say this is one of a class, they call it form list of master record, and under this class we got 5 method, 5 operation, and each of the operation you need to describe their properties and provide the algorithm, the logic. So this is where you construct your detailed design. And then please make this description of your class and method complete. Yeah, let's say you got 20 class, then you need to describe 20 class and method. And then after you complete your class description, your program specification, so this called program specification for each of the method. Then you go to the physical database design. So this is under detailed design as well. Yeah. So under physical database design, you need to describe each of the uh, entity and the detail of the entity. So this called data dictionary. Yeah, data dictionary. Each and where this data dictionary you can convert into the specific table. Okay. So this is physical database design. Yeah, we call it data dictionary. So where you can get this data dictionary class, where you can get the data dictionary, where you discover the data dictionary or physical database. You go back to your analysis. Yeah, your system analysis. You go to data requirement, right? So this is a entity relationship diagram where you get this entity from the use case, from the use case analysis, right? You discover the stereotype. This is under entity. Remember, during the use case analysis, you discover boundary, controller, and entity. So this is a result from the entity. So your entity become your data requirement. Yeah, and in detail design, it goes to uh, physical database design or data dictionary. Okay, class. I think that's it. So what you need to do is I will post the assignment in the ulearn or in Google Class. Uh, what you need to do. I think from now I can instruct you uh, prepare or provide your high level design. Yeah, you need to complete your system design, high level design, and detailed design from now. So what you need to submit is a high level design. Okay, so by Wednesday, I think you can submit your project report. Yeah, and I want the report complete like this. Yeah, very proper reports. Don't send me only the high level design only. So I want a complete report. What I mean complete report is, let's say we cover until high level design. So when I receive your report, you need the report should have chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, and 4.2. Okay, class. That's it. Thank you very much and assalamualaikum.